Well, we've got some super chat wars going on here. My God, Magnum. And I guess Ladyboy is worried about some other chick or something that's doing good on her show and taking the super chats away from him. Are things really that hard for this guy? I'm tending to wonder. I guess he's worried about somebody's case. Yeah, could be. Anyway, how you all doing here? Entitled Super Chat Wars. And then, Yellow Man is concerned about his share of the bounty out there. Oh, that's what drives their channels. You think they'd be on if they couldn't get Super Chat? I'm probably the only dude on here that, went all this time without getting monetized. And I still put on shows, which goes to prove that, that's not the denominator of why I come on here, obviously. But I think, when you say somebody has lost it, there's two people here that have totally lost it. You got the Shaq guy, and you got, the Licky guy, who have totally lost it mentally. And if anybody never went on YouTube and it was not from characters, they like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? It's real. It goes beyond entertainment, I will tell you that. Entertainment is entertainment, but that's not entertainment. That's some serious mental issues. I will tell you that much. Anyway, just finished an early dinner here. Nothing too elaborate. It was a 10 after 5. I'd expect a shitload of people to be on here. Let's see. Jerry's out there diving today. And we got raining cats and dogs. All the prices are falling into place. All the pieces are falling into place. That's quoting what you mean by that. I'm doing okay, as far as that goes. I'm alive, kicking. My understanding is I got no heart disease, I got no liver disease, I got no kidney disease. But I'm sure my body will let me know when the time comes in a big way. Hopefully not. But I'm not obese, and if I have to thank my lucky stars for something, that I'm not obese. No, sir. That's one thing I'm not. Okay. And hopefully I will never be obese. I couldn't live with myself. I mean, I was 2 inches on my stomach, and that freaks me out. And I know to some people, no big fucking deal. I'll match you with 2 times 10. I don't like being overweight. I mean, not to that degree that some of these guys are. Some pretty serious obesity issues. In fact, incredulous. I just, then that one idiot going on a diet. He's an expert on diets now. It says, I don't need food. He wants to go 100 days. The idiot wants to go 100 days. Like I said, he'd be the first in the world to do that. 100 days? Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. As far as him not eating anything, no, I think maybe, if at best, to save money or something, maybe he's eating less. But I personally cannot see how he would actually be not eating anything at all in 9 days, whatever he says it is, 9 days. As I said, I don't buy it. I don't buy that at all. In fact, I think it's probably impossible for someone like him to do that. Like it was impossible for Roberto. He had to wind up solving the situation by getting a gastric bypass. Extreme. Can't you just use a spoon instead of a fucking garden spade or a shovel or something? I mean, I think that might resolve some of the overweight problem, and maybe be a little more careful the type of foods that you eat. I mean, that makes sense to me, but talk sensibility to these people, you're not going to get anywhere. That's just the way it goes. Jason Bubbahead Sherman. Wow, you guys come up with some hell of a names on here. Are you a subscriber, sir? Never heard of you before, but interesting name you came up with. Jason Bulbhead Silverman. Okay, I guess welcome to the show, Jason Bulbhead Silver. Wow, I won't say more than that. Raising cats and dogs, gastric bypass, not a permanent situation. Well, generally when people have something like that, they have complications. And if you had to have that done, I hope you really had to have that done, because that's kind of like a last resort. They tried banding, you band your stomach, and that's never worked well for people. The band comes loose or something, ever hear that? It's like a rubber band or something they put on there. Yeah, it doesn't work very well. My understanding, anyway. Jason Bubblehead. At Raining Cats and Dogs, are you referring to Big Cab? No, we're talking about All Up in Your Geek show, Roberto Dunn. That's what we're talking about. And he used to weigh over 300 pounds. Last time he said something, he said he was 201. And he runs these a few taco stands. Oh, that's a good combination. Running some taco stands, taco trucks, or whatever. Yeah, that'll solve this problem. Yeah, not. Not. Oh, shit. No, today's been it's got real cloudy now. Man. No, today's been, other than working out on a treadmill here and there, it's just, I got to do the other one. I probably got this show. Been a pretty laid back day watching some movies on TV, but unfortunately, a couple of movies I did watch, it's, there's just nothing new, so we have to find a pay-for-service where we could actually get some decent movies or something. Yeah, 1,000 tacos too many, eh? Yeah. So you've had a gastric bypass, Jason? And how did that work out for you? Do you like Sylvester Stallone? Yeah, I watch all this stuff. Tulsa King. Did I see Tulsa King? I normally do see most of the stuff with him in there. I'll tell you who I can't stand that I don't watch. Years ago, I used to watch him, is Steven Seagal. I can't stand that guy. He's also full of shit. Some things he said, how close he was to training this and that to Bruce, and he wasn't. And he's just full of shit. He's just really full of shit. And that fucking black shoe polish, it's just like Ricky only goes so far, Yeah, he did have a gastric bypass 7 years ago. Results did not stick. So the stomach actually just re-expanded? Really? I know that the liver can regenerate, but I didn't know. I know a bit about the human stomach, but I wasn't aware that it could expand back. I mean, it does stretch, yes, when you fill it with food. So I guess I would imagine that if you still eat a lot, then your stomach's going to stretch again and you're going to start eating more food. Really interesting to know that, actually. Yeah. I don't know. I know years ago my sister talked about doing a band or something or whatever. I don't know. Blue, white, and red on it. I walked on the beach. I think she'd be kicked around thinking she's a beach ball. She's really short and really stout. I mean, yeah. Well, that's what happens when you're extremely sedentary. But she has a bad back, and one of her reasons for being sedentary, and that's some people's problems too. But the worst thing that you don't ever want to do, and I said it on my show at least a couple of times, you don't want to damage your hips, fracture your hips, if you're an older age especially, because if you do that, you might be dead in 12 months. So then you are really going to be sedentary. And it always leads to other problems. The incredible inflammation that affects all the metabolics in your body. I think every doctor in the world would tell you that. At an older age, be freaking careful. She did. I don't know what happened to her. She slipped on some friend of hers walkway to the house in the ice in Pennsylvania. And she's even been in a couple of car accidents, and she got pretty fucked up, yeah. Van Damme offered Steven Seagal one-on-one. I like Van Damme, though. I like him, though. And he's not trying to be a pretty boy, either. He's got that benign type of tumor on his forehead. And he could have had that removed or something surgically. But he never did. And I don't know the total story behind that. But, a lot of Hollywood stars would want to remove that. And he's still really agile. I've seen a couple of things on Facebook feeds or whatever. He was in France, I believe, and somewhere around there. He was just demonstrating to a few people in the street that he still got it. How high he could raise his legs and all that stuff. That's pretty cool shit. The Mantis Files, yeah. Will Philippines police stop Jared from entering your island? I must have a lot of people entering my island because according to Fazio, he's coming back to Bantayan Island to try to aggravate me. But he's going to lose 100 pounds first, which means he's going to lose all his muscle, first of all. What an idiot. And he's going to get down on his hands and knees and want to suck me off. I don't know. He's not going to last long. If I had to say of all the people on here, it's a draw between Big Kevin and him because they're both terribly obese and they have health problems, and especially for both of them. And mechanically, Big Kevin, the knee replacement, this and that going on, high blood pressure. And the yellow man even admitted that he's on high blood pressure medication. Now he says, I don't need it anymore because I'm not eating anymore. I don't need food. Yeah, like we don't need air to breathe either, okay? What a fucking maroon. Where do these people come from anyway, man? Why do they come here? All right, you don't need food. Like we don't need air to breathe either, right? Okay, yeah, all right. We hear you. Wow. You'd have to ask him, you know. He hasn't had a woman in the 8 years he's been out here. And, well, he had this Filipina that used to hang around for shelter in his place, but it wasn't his girlfriend, although he tried to display her as if it was his girlfriend, but it wasn't. She was cheating on him anyway. Yeah. She had he didn't even know about it. We found out before he even did it because she had pictures of herself with this guy, foreigner, looking really cozy and everything, and she was dating him for a while. He was overseas, but you know he stayed a while, went to a wedding. That's where he met her, and the yellow man had no idea what was going on. Although he told everybody, I'm well aware of it. I'm dealing with it. It's okay. I mean, she's going to do what she wants. No, that wasn't the case. He wasn't aware about it. And he got hurt really bad on that one. Oh, yeah. And you could hear it in his voice, and he just got even more tempered than he is right now. He got really tempered. His mood just changed. I mean, it just went from bad to worse. Attacking me, attacking everybody. Yeah. Williams says that Fazio calls everyone gay, yet he says things like that. Yeah, he does. Daisy was a paid employee of Fazio. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, for what I could see. Soylent, like Soylent Green. Brevis posted a video showing a couple of offices he is looking to rent. Offices? A cell phone center. Come on, man. He lives at the fucking Avita Towers, man. Where's he going to afford an office space? Avita Towers is not exactly a classy apartment complex. Just look up Avita Towers on there like you're looking for a room to rent, you know. It's just really scummy. In my understanding, it's roach infested and all that shit. Yeah. A couple of offices he's looking to rent. Well, he's got a kid on the way now. It's about coming out. He's got a bigger financial responsibility than to go rent an office. Rent an office for cell phones? Who's going to go up to the... I don't know, whatever. Whatever. Don't listen to these goobers until you actually see them do something, okay? Then you can say, okay, he was right about that. He really rented an office, you know. A lot of them will go in a building and say, yeah, this is my apartment. They'll go in there and say, yeah, see, this is my place. Or to go to an office, oh yeah, this is the new office I'm going to rent here. Don't buy that shit. He didn't say what kind of business he's planning to start. Oh, I don't know. Is it Runaway Girls or something, or Runaway Filipinas? Was it a House of Ill Repute? That would fit him. The House of Ill Repute. There you go. That'll work for him. What a fucking loser. Runaway Filipinas. Yeah. Yeah. It was so horrible that maybe you didn't hear this one show he had on. And he was at his apartment. And his girlfriend, they're pregnant and all, is right like in back of him in the kitchen. There's a sink in. He was doing a live show talking on StreamYards with, let me see, whose show was that? I forgot whose show it was at the time, but we had some of the regulars on there too. And he goes, you know, guys, you know what the best pussy is? Of course, they asked, okay, what is the best? New pussy. And his chick was like standing like right in back of him. I'm not kidding. It's not a made up story. What disrespect. These guys, I mean, look at Ricky, how he treats women. Look at Brevis, how he treats women. And supposedly 2 women got pregnant, not just his so-called girlfriend of his. I don't know how true that is. I can't substantiate that. I know she is, that's for sure. Whether it's his kid or not, I really don't know. What the fuck do I know? I'm just, you know, I just listen to what I hear. That's about it. I assume it is. So I'll make the assumption that it is. But to make that statement in front of your chick, she's pregnant, that the best pussy is new pussy, that's like a major insult to her, which makes you still wonder, then why the fuck is she still with him? Did her folks kick her out? She figures, you know, like they did with Barry, you know, no place to go or something, you know, the guy's gonna feed me meals and stuff like that. And they stay with them out of desperation. That's the only thing I can think about that makes any sense to me at all. And a lot of Filipinos find themselves in that business. What am I going to do? I got a kid on the way. What am I going to do? What the fuck? Guess they'll do what they have to do. Hmm. You know, I really see some really interesting places. I mean, and if you watch, if you go on, I don't know, YouTube, you're gonna watch it on your TV, of course. You got a bigger screen. They got some pretty good documentaries about the Philippines. There's a lot of things I learned about this place I never knew. How wild it really is. I mean, in Palawan area, it's the most densely forested area of all the island, of all the places in the Philippines. And what a history behind it too. And some of these animals that never thought existed are there. And I was watching that. And there's some Filipinos that got some really good videos. Go learn about the Philippines, learn from a Filipino. They got some excellent videos and edited really fantastically and really worthwhile seeing. And I like to tune in as long as they speak a little English with his captions on there. But yeah, there's some really beautiful places in the Philippines. You got to be willing to trek. I mean, if you really want to see the natural beauty of the Philippines, you got to backpack. And I don't really think I'm in any shape. If it was level land, yeah, one thing, but the heat would get me. But younger people, backpacking people can do that kind of shit, pitch a tent and all that, and bring water, whatever they need. I'm not going to traverse, raging rivers. I'm not going to, mountains and shit like that. That's just not going to happen with me. No, I don't think so. There was a time I could do all of that shit, but nah, not now. Level land, yeah, I could walk quite a good distance on level land. That's not a big problem. But if you have to get into elevated stretches to climb, that would take its toll on me. I'm totally sure about that. But yeah, there's a lot of beauty in the Philippines. It really is. And I'm not really Philippine traveled. I haven't been to a shitload of places. I've been to very limited places, not just Cebu. I've been to other places, but I have not really explored what's really worth exploring in the Philippines. And part of that, I said, is because I just really hate the transportation system out here and how long it takes to get from point A to point B. And, plus, my lower back acts up on me every now and again. And you got to sit down or whatever you have to do for long rides, uncomfortable rides. Some of them, or it might be just too fucking hot out, and just add all the elements together. And it just tells me, well, is it worth it? But there's still a lot of islands even around my region I haven't explored, so we could start there and work forward, I guess. I'm not against traveling. I mean, I like traveling. I'm not against it. But I can't. I realize I can't expect the most perfect conditions for my travel. It's just not what it is. I am the explorer type. I really am, actually. I've been cross country and I've been all kinds of shit in Southwest deserts and all kinds of crap. I mean, I love that shit. Pueblo cave dwellings. I've been a lot of different places, but I just love that stuff. I get at waterfalls and just whatever comes up. But I used to do that, but I can't say I can do a lot of that right now. My health is good, except, my joints, maybe not. So that's kind of a deterrent for me. Okay, we gonna have any dialogue on here or what? Because I could just easily get off here and I want to watch a movie anyway. It's what I do. When you're home, you're not particularly planning anything, you watch fucking movies. But I used to feel guilty about doing that, and I don't anymore because now I could at least say I put a couple of miles in on the treadmill, and I don't feel guilty anymore because I'm doing a little bit of cardio and getting my blood flowing. And if I go to sit down in a chair for a few hours, I used to feel guilty about it, and rightfully so. I don't feel guilty anymore about it. When you live in a small town, there's not a hell of a lot to do here. Let's just face that, okay? And I don't drive, okay? So, what do? You go downtown to run some chores, whatever. Occasionally you go to a friend's birthday party or something like that, or wedding, but get invites and stuff like that. But I don't hang around a bunch of people out here. Yeah. The old West, dude, I'd have to go to a box and probably cut my fingers off. I'm not kidding. I transported a whole shitload of stuff before I got here, and the framed pictures, I gotta go through this box. It's a shame. So I didn't pack the box right, and all the broken glass on the frames. I'm just now starting to
put a few small items in frames and eventually get them up on the wall. I want to go create some of my own photographs out here in the Philippines that are worthwhile and find the appropriate place, make a pretty good enlargement out of it, and have it matted. We go to a place in Cebu that does an excellent job. My girlfriend does that needlepoint stuff, and she's got several things hanging up. She's working on one more. It looks really nice on the wall. So I figure maybe I'll just get some of my photographs up, just some of my old ones that are significant to me, and maybe just create some new ones. Not really, man. Just family stuff or, doing videos for YouTube and shit like that. I sold my Nikon. I got rid of that because I never used it. My D3300, because I wasn't really using that at all. It was a good camera, but it just had some features on there. As far as the video, it was sharp as a pin. But the problem was you didn't have a standby on there. You didn't have a pause button, and that comes in handy because you can go from scene to scene, and you know, on that thing, basically you hit the record button, just records. And when you stop it, you'll have to start a whole new video. And since I don't do editing, that didn't work good for me. I gave some guy in the printing place. I gave him a good deal, a really good deal on that camera, a really good deal. Well, what am I going to do with the pictures? Except maybe hang a couple things on my wall. Am I going to come out with books? Nobody even does books anymore. There was a time that was popular to publish art books and stuff, and I guess some do, but a lot of it is online stuff now. But there was a time when I was really gung ho with my photography. I lived and breathed it. I was, always in New York City and places out there. We're taking little trips, Virginia and places, or up the coastline from New York, and I was very active. And I enjoyed it. I got to tell you, I really, really, really enjoyed it. That was the highlight of my life. It really was. Then, digital photography came in. It kind of ruined the art of photography because now even a grandma can operate a camera and take some really good pictures. Because the camera practically takes pictures on its own. A lot of studios went out of business, like wedding and class photo, that kind of stuff. Went out of business because, grandma could just take the camera, take pictures of the kid's graduation or wedding or whatever. Yeah, and it really ruined the true art of photography, which was on film, okay? It wasn't digital. And you use filters to get the effect you want, I loved it. And I even did my own printing, well, black and white anyway. I didn't do a color, but I did some really pretty excellent. Anything I've ever shown on here was black and white. That was printed by me. And I was pretty good at it. Yeah. But, I figured at my age, what am I going to do? I got a whole bunch of pictures in the box here. I mean, what am I going to do? I even said to my girlfriend, what are you going to do with this stuff once I'm gone? I said, I'll keep it. I said, I don't know it's up to you. Throw it in the garbage, burn it or something. I don't know. Unless there's some pictures of me in there you just want to hold on to. But quite frankly, I'm not really sure what you would do with those pictures. It's going to take up space, really. I don't have anybody to leave it to, I have a daughter, but I don't really talk to her, so she ain't going to want my photographs that I took through all the years. She don't give a rat's ass, so she don't give a rat's ass. I don't give a rat's ass, so burn the fucking shit. They are all memories in my head anyway. Can't get rid of that. Places I've been. One thing I loved about photography is that when you took a picture, that was a frozen moment in time. And what you're seeing in the pictures, whoever the photographer is, or artist, as far as you're into drawing and painting, you're seeing what the photographer's seen through his own eyes. And that's the closest thing of getting into somebody's head. Because that was your vision, whatever photograph you took and how you composed it. You were actually looking through the photographer's eyes. That was the beauty. That was the beauty of photography. I used to get so excited when I came across a really good subject matter, whether it's people or whatever it might be. Really get excited about it. That's why I was alone a lot, because I was pretty independent. I was always out with my camera and film and, taking pictures. If I wasn't working or going to school or whatever I was doing at the time, I'd be out. Certainly on the weekends, I'd always be in Manhattan because a lot of my pictures, people actually, Manhattan, because it was the best place in the world to really get some good character shots of people, interesting people. That's what I like to photograph. I really liked landscapes, but I wasn't bad at it, but I was better with people. Amazing, because I'm a social person, but I think the older I get, the more I want to get away from people. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, who else is out there today? Yeah, I should have just came on later if I was coming on. I see Ricky canceled the show he was going to have. Came on with something else. Supposed to talk about the scammers, but then I exposed him as a scammer again. And he took that proposed scheduled show down. Gee, I've never seen that happen before. Everybody's at each other's necks. I mean, not that that's anything new, but Fazio's going into a tantrum. He's fighting everybody, even getting a little bit kind of antsy with Aloe. See, Fazio has to have his own way. You got to abide by his rules in his corner. And Fazio only befriended, seemingly Fazio, for his own reasons, let's put it that. Fazio believes that Aloe's his good friend and comrade in arms, but he's really not. But Fazio's been feeling a lot of tension with Aloe lately, and because Aloe basically doesn't really trust him. In fact, Fazio said himself, I think maybe Aloe doesn't trust me. Well, shit, man. He tells everything to Jack Thompson and everybody. When he's off YouTube, which is hardly ever, he's on the phone with anybody that's willing to talk to him, and Jack Thompson is one of them. He has a lot of regular people that he talks to on here. And for the sake of talking and keeping him online, he tells them everything. You can't trust this guy at all. I'm pretty sure on some level that Aloe does not trust him. He's not going to tell him, okay? Because it will get out just like that. Jack Thompson, everyone that Fazio, any one of his cronies, probably knows everything that Aloe's ever said to him about anybody on here. No, Fazio's not a trusting person. That's for damn sure. Fazio has to be careful with his high blood pressure. I know, being obese and have high blood pressure, I think he had a doctor probably tell him. Or maybe he's just listening to too many of my shows. I do a lot of health shows. And it suddenly just hit him that, fuck, I'm in bad shape. I didn't realize what bad shape I'm in. So I'm going to, get to the point that I don't need food anymore. Then he's going to say, I don't need oxygen anymore. But if you're obese like him and you have high blood pressure, chances are that you have a lot of plaque in your arteries. I could go on and on with this guy. Yeah. He's got one foot on a banana peel and the other foot in the grave, I'll tell you that. But a real man don't die, okay? Because he's a superhero. Remember that. Yeah, he does have to be careful with his high blood pressure. But he says that he's not taking his medicine since he's not eating. Wow. Okay. Dr. Fazio, I guess. All right, see how that works out for you. That's what I'll say to that. See how that works out for you, bud. Some of these people are their own worst enemies, and he's one of them. And Ricky's certainly the other one. Absolutely. They're both their worst own enemies. And they'll find out in time what that means. And they're probably finding out right now, Bomb is aware that he's his own worst enemy. He's not happy where he is. Believe me, he ain't happy. He's fuming mad. He looks forward to his girlfriend coming over because Ricky's not exactly coming over all the time. There's no reason because, Bomb is a non-issue now and he's not making money on his campaigns to free Barry J campaign. So Barry has become insignificant. Bummer may not realize that because he's too stupid of a hillbilly, but that's exactly what's going on. Ricky wants to go where the money is. Yeah, Fazio on a death wish. Well, let him do what he's doing, man. It's none of my business, really. I shouldn't even talk about it, really. He wants to kill himself. Do me a fucking favor. Do everybody a favor. I don't give a shit. I don't necessarily wish death on anyone, but if they want to do it to themselves, I mean, I'm not gonna stop them. Let's just politely put it that way. Why would I? One less troll. That's what I say to that. It ain't raining. There's a couple of items on the line. No. I don't think so. Yeah, we got a few things good going on around here lately, and hopefully it gets better. It's been a pretty good month for me, and some things are turning my way. Can't complain. Doing okay. But I need to know from my viewers. I've asked this question before. It's just really useless, actually. You wouldn't come to my channel unless there was going to be any talk about all these goons. Isn't that what it is? I know there's a few people that come to my channel and I talk about some interesting stories, which is an interesting topic matter, but I think a lot of people come to my channel to say, what's Frank going to say about Ricky now, or Fazio, or somebody? And that's pretty much what it is. Admit it. Everybody wants that drama. Yep. That's what they want. Sometimes I say to myself, pardon me, I gotta have reason to be on here on a regular basis. I'd understand if my piggy bank was growing more by putting on shows, and my screen was lighting up and all this shit, But it's not on a daily basis. I get super chat, and I'm not making a fortune on here at all. I need incentive basically to stay on here, or just let my AdSense run on the ads and make a couple of pennies on that. You know what I mean? See what I mean? Daisy has access to iPhone and YouTube. Do you think she will take over alpha female? This is what I mean. We have to talk about these people. It's like imperative that you guys, hey, you want to make it a 24/7 show talking about the trolls? Light up my fucking screen. If I got to talk about these goons and that's all you want to hear, then donate to the show. I'll be straight out on that. That's not what my show is all about. It's not all about the trolls. It's not all about drama. In case you're new to my show, I talk about a whole lot of shit on here. And it's not always geared toward the trolls and who's doing this and who's doing that. I know it's what you like to hear. I mean, wouldn't you think so? But if you're choosing the topic matter for me, it's my time putting on shows talking about these. So, dole it out, dish it out. God, listen to you guys just talking to each other about that Daisy and this and that. And God, is that all you guys could talk about on here? Pay it forward, man, and we'll continue the conversation, the dialogue. Jesus Christ, guys. I mean, really. My show's got to amount to something besides giving you knowledge about a lot of things, which I'm sure has helped a lot of people. And I don't mind a little bit of channel talk, and drama talk. But this is like demanding of my viewers every time I'm on here. It's all they want to hear about is what this guy is doing, what that guy, what's going on in your lives. I would ask you that question, really. Yeah, boxing. Oh, why don't you get off my fucking channel? I don't have patience for idiots like this. I went and unblocked a shitload of people. I probably could go back to where I was, quite frankly. But like Fazio says, my time is worth money. My time is worth money. That's all you got is time. Well, it's worth what you talk about in your shows. It puts people to sleep, and maybe you do perform a service after all. Because, to tell you the truth, I've listened to a few of the shows where I actually literally fell asleep or went into Snoresville and then woke up. And this guy was talking for hours. He's gone on marathons, over 10-hour shows. Unbelievable. Okay. Bye to you too, William. I kind of really don't want to talk about these idiots. I'm talking about them for fucking years, man. Jesus Christ. Talk music, talk science, talk some good movies, something. Is that all you guys are geared on, is talking about fucking trolls? Sorry, I gotta go back to this again. Hiding users on my show? Jesus Christ. Even if you sent me a fucking super chat, I don't know, man. I guess you get bored of the whole shit. Who cares what Daisy's doing? Who cares if Fazio drops dead from his fucking fasting? Do us all a fucking favor. Jeez. Just tell me where you're gonna bury him so I can go over there and do my famous pissing on the grave dance. I would, believe me, if I knew if he won't have a grave. They'll fucking disintegrate him. Throw his ashes in some dump yard, or just maybe where he's living. They'll never find the ashes in that yard. But yeah, I mean, if it's going to come down to this, then I just may do a comment-free show or just do some uploads. I don't know. Or I can just give you guys a channel and do what the fuck you want with it, within reason. And hold your own dialogue. It's all you seem to want to talk about is the fucking trolls. Oh, I know they're entertaining. I do get some entertainment value from some of them. I do. I definitely name you a few that I do. I think they're funnier than hell. I mean, in a sick way, of course, but, that's what I call it, free entertainment. Anyway, we've been shooting out quite a bit of videos lately because I've been in a bit lately in here, and I've been just concentrating on doing some other shit. But when I have time in between, I do come on here. After all, it is a hobby. So believe me, out here, you need a fucking hobby. You'll really go freaking crazy. That, I can tell you that much. Okay, well, it's not going to be any dialogue. And probably because I got rid of some of my people who were talking on here. But I warned you. I said, look, there's times I don't mind talking about certain people. But then I get kind of coerced, whatever, into talking about these people. Because they're mentioning, I got to answer to it or something. But I'm not going to go that route. When I'm in a mood to talk about them or mention them, I will. Unless I ask you to talk about it. That's a different story. It's really boring to me, okay? With so much going on in the world right now, worldwide, you want to talk about losers like Fazio and Ricky and all the above, all the shit that's going on in the world as we speak, climate warming, everything, climate change, everything that's going on, potential wars. There's just so much going on in the country. And you're spending your time talking about some very insignificant people that don't mean a shit to anyone else in this world, and never will be, and they never did. They don't give back to society in any form or way. And that's worth your oxygen? That's amazing, man. That's pretty amazing. Anyway, catch you later, guys.